need to add more chairs, you can grab some middle room, bring them on in. Give you a few minutes. Hope you'll have full drinks. We'll give a little bit of a break, a little bit. You have a couple minutes. Tom's there. We know he needs it. Sit down, Mom. Kind of introduce everybody. My name is Scott Tuma. I'm, I guess, the sucker on Clearlake Racing and PRO. One thing, kind of get some of the brunt of everything, but some of the praise. But really, the group that really takes care of this. John Butler does a lot of the computer work and behind the scenes that doesn't take credit for, at least not too vocally. Last year, Scott Gale helped out a lot on the race committee boat. And Amy, she's texting or something. She's this year been helping, trying to do a lot of sorting, running around, trying to get some of the stuff ready for the community boat. So I've been working on the community boat. She's been working on the getting the skipper packets together, getting ready for the party and such. So, and there's a lot, my wife helps out a lot. She's going to be minimal this year because of work. And Cherie does a lot of stuff. Tess is actually going to sail this year. So, and Colleen will be ready on the community boat again. So it's a big group that helps out a lot in getting all this together. So it's not just me, not just John, not just Scott, not a couple people, but it's a big group that I'm fortunate to make it easy. Y'all are very fortunate to have this group going. So, if you see them, pull them aside, tell them thank you very much because they do a lot. Actually, now seeing Chris has done a lot for us over the years, and yeah, you, GPCA's commode. Talking about sucker. Anyway, Scott's smiling all the time. But we have a lot of support from all the other clubs. Lakewood supporting us, HRC supporting us, GPCA supporting. So it really is a big group effort around. But enough of that. So I'm going to do a quick blurb on courses. All the courses are the same, so I'm done. Only change will be trying to give John as much time as possible. There was a request by the non-spin bees to go back to, I guess, the original course, so we are going to run them from the start, marker 16 to 14, Turtle Club and back. So it gives a little bit longer course. Those guys are getting faster and faster. So now they're actually surprising us when they come back around, and the second, sometimes I'm tempted for a third lap, but they may revolt. So
we'll be on our way all the time, Rachel.
So there's I guess with that, who's racing non-spin B here tonight?
Parts of 3 crews.
Okay. I don't have to. I was going to do is go through. I'll quickly kind of describe, I'll draw it, the course, what they're doing for everybody. That way, everybody else is racing has an idea of where they're going. Because the problem we have, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 4 or 5 courses going, different courses at the same time. So one boat's going here, one boat's going here. Well, you start yelling at each other a proper course. Well, who's right? You have to really think about, keep in mind who's going where. So basically, they'll start. Same starting line. And non-spin bees have the same course no matter what the wind is every time. It makes it really easy for me. So they go to the starting line, sail to 16, reach down the channel, go to 14, Turtle Club, and they come around and that is 1 lap. So in about the first month or 2, they can get about 1 lap in with time, the sun. Daytime. And then as we get going through summer, depending on the wind and such, we can run about 2 laps, and then towards the end of the season it goes back down to 1. So that's kind of a quick blurb on what they do.
Is that 16? Is that our windward lure where we run into them right there when they hang a left and go around?
Sort of, kind of. Okay. and I say sort of, kind of because I know where you're coming from. Y'all have, let's say, because typical scenario, you have a south-southeast wind. So, and I try and keep these clear, but you have, one mark there, one mark there. So, a lot of the, other people are coming, they're going this way, they can go that way, they can go that way. Portsmouth guys are going over here, but yeah, you have your the non-spin B trying to get around that mark. So I try and square this up and shorten it where they won't be interactive. But so for the ones that go on and they roll this way, try to get everybody going in the same parallel direction. So that's kind of another reason for the change there. But for the most part, that is the only course change we're doing. The course 4 is still going to be used. I really like that course. I've heard quite a few people tell me they really like it as well. What it is last year, I think it was last year, maybe the year before. These years are starting to blend together now. It basically becomes, let's see, I have gate there, and I have been asked why the windward gate, and I'll show in a minute. So they'll have course 4. Basically, you'll start, go through your gate, round your 14, come back. Now, actually, there's one more little mark I need to add. It's usually yellow, but it didn't work. So we have, see, I haven't sailed these yet. I'm going around the wrong mark. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? There we go.
There it is, yeah.
So we have this little tetrahedron there. And if everybody's noticed, the sailboat that's usually anchored right there is now tied up next door. So I'm kind of encouraging that. Maybe we can send him a pizza every week or something to keep him there. Oh, he was...
He liked it from
He's disabled.
Yeah. In more than one way. So, coming here, going upwind, this course 4 typically have. Fun with that. Wind, and I apologize if you are behind me. So, wind is typically that direction, kind of range a little bit. Sometimes, we can have these marks over a little bit, where kind of this is a little bit of windward leg, trying to make it as square beat as possible. But coming downwind, you need to really think about a couple factors. One, going that way, your tide. Is it light enough that it's a little deeper here? If the tide's coming in, you roll with the tide and kind of make a big sweep in this way? Or is it better to sweep in this way? The thing to watch out for is any shift coming off this lane here. Of course, as everybody knows, you have a nice, I think there's a bulkhead there, a nice pier house here. So you have a couple factors there that play into your tactics and that sort of coming in. And then as you come into this area, the wind will start, as it's coming around, it'll start bending with the land. But then as it comes here, it starts bending back. So as you come in, you can determine where everybody is set up on your course. Let's say we have the J22s, and they're always easy to pick on. So you have a good a good dozen of them coming in at once. We start getting on this side, okay, they got their lift coming in, these guys started rolling in, and these start converging. Well, these guys may be on starboard and port, but it may be good to jibe early about here, rather than going to your lane, way beyond your lane line just to hose these guys. As soon as you jibe here, multicolored. These guys, and even if they're parallel to you, and they jibe here, they're a good 2 boat lengths behind already. So it's always, it's something, a lot of times what we've seen on the Camino, it's always good to go early in this area, because the wind will, a lot of times, will always roll around and shift, and about another 5 degrees in. So that one's probably one of the least I'll say tactical courses, because the way the wind is, you don't really have any bumps from land, you don't really have any issues there. So one of the fun ones is with a south wind on that course 2. And what I do is I'll go over the keelboat stuff, and then I'll roll over and cover the Portsmouth stuff really quick, because they have some interesting factors that I tend to like to throw at them. So, just so we're not confused, I won't confuse myself. Course 2. So, that is pneumatic wind shift. Now we have our south wind. Means we have, and depending on, these marks will be, go as south as I can. If it's a higher tide, summer, kind of midsummer, where we're about a foot, foot and a half above tide, I'll shove the marks on this side of the channel. Do try and keep them out of the channel, that way we don't get run over, and try and keep the Coast Guard halfway happy with us. No matter what that one guy tried to say. In case y'all missed it, there was one week, there was a guy that was supposedly towing a boat down the Clearlake, and he called the Coast Guard and said that we were hogging the channel with the races. So I called one of the local stations, talked to the guy, and he goes, "Man, I'm out there watching the races. You're never in the channel." Well, I just want to touch base with you, let you know. He goes, "No, I know." He goes, "That guy's a jet boy." Of course, he used a different term, but wasn't quite ass clown, but hey. Okay, south wind. So, course 2, real simple. You come down, you go left, you go right. Real simple, right?
Kind of.
You always put the reef in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's amazing how this reef ends up right there. So, I can't say it's not on purpose. No, it's on purpose.
You got the real reef built?
Yeah. During the winter, I get Chris Kelly to mark it for me, and I go and shovel so when the tide goes out. So, of course, I forgot our other piece of land, and then it comes out like that. Ish, somewhere like that. Probably not as dramatic. So, what happens a lot of times, and I've seen a couple boats that really dominate on this. They'll come in, look at this right gate. Well, I guess first of all, I come upwind, hang this left shore, this left side, because what will happen, I drop the marker. The wind, it'll come around here, it'll bend a little bit, because the wind bends with land, correct?
Yeah.
So that's our first thing in meteorology that we've always been told. So as you get further along, it's, a little bit less. So you have this almost a funneling effect because it's trying to accelerate past the land, and it almost slingshots it. So you get this little band here, comes this way, but then it kind of bounces back a little bit. It's not as dramatic. Then let's say kind of about here, somewhere, then it kind of settles back down. So you can see the fun I have with y'all. You come here, if you go too far out to lay this, well, now you're 10 degrees overstood. How many people have gone out to lay that starboard lay line and overstood almost every time? Feel like they've overstood. You get it, you're going along, hey, we're laying it. Well, crack the sheets, crack the sheets, crack the sheets. You see a guy below you, he's coming up, coming up. Now someone that's 10, 15 boat lengths low, now he's making it. And you sit there, and a couple of explicits later, a beer thrown. So, and that's what it's doing. You have this little puff. So, it's something you've got to have to play with. The risky part, which is fun. Yeah, I'm sadistic. Oh, y'all have no idea. So come here, let's say, the ley line's about there. So you're sailing, cut your ley line short where you're almost clipped at this southwestern corner of the shoal. As you're coming in, and of course with the timing, the idea being, it'll lift you right up and pop you right into the gate. So then as the guys come across, And of course, this is all oscillating back and forth. As the puff comes, it slingshots it, it lowers it, it accelerates here, so it takes away from here. So these guys coming in, if there's a puff here, well, there's definitely a lighter spot here. So it's kind of a timing gamble, which I think we talked about this year, of timing your wind shifts. You know, most of the time, especially on the lake, they are timed. You can sit there, you know, it could be 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5, whatever the range will be, the cycle. And what it do is the wind will sit there, it'll be, you know, 170, you know, for 3 minutes, and then it'll kind of 180, bounce back to 185. They hang there for about 2.5 minutes, and then bounce back. So, and as the land heats and cools, it'll sit there and accelerate this part here, and kind of make some of these puffs even bigger. If we notice on the first lap, if y'all are doing this, the first out of 15 laps y'all do, you had the first, you know, say 3 or 4, you get these really big puffs. As the night goes on, these puffs start diminishing. So it may be something where you start seeing the guys that are hitting this left side start paying off, because that's going away now. The left side is stronger because you have this big void here. It's all got to fill back over. So kind of stuff we see, you know, on the boat side of watching you guys go through. You know, we'll see people, you know, come in, you know, cutting this side of the shoal, trying to cut around and such, and you got to go out there and see what the wind's doing. But the concept is that it's trying to accelerate around the land, and as it accelerates, it's bringing that puff in and kind of shooting it in. So, with that, let's see, course 2. That was 2. Let me go to course 1. And of course, with the tide, a lot of times last year, really, you know, the tide, normal tide, we have 1/4 knot, 1/3 of a knot, if it's really spunky, full moon. But, you know, like today, if we went out racing today, we probably have a good 1.5 to 2 knots because of all the rain flushing out of the creek, all going out. So, especially it'd be a big benefit to come out here, go early, and then roll in. But something to think about with the speed of your boat, and I'll say every boat's different, as you know, the quiz today on Facebook, but the how your boat will differ with an added boost. You know, if you're sailing upwind at 5.5, well, now you have a good 9.5 pushing you sideways. Well, that's going to make you go faster. So actually, you're going to go faster, so you're going to be footing off a little bit more. So, you know, as the apparent wind rolls around, it's going to push you down a little bit. So keep that in mind. You might have to maybe, sometimes it may be a faster VMG to slow the boat down a little bit, where you can keep your nose up into the wind. Kind of make halfway sense? Everybody got an idea what VMG is? Your velocity made good? And I'll do a quick sketch for anybody who doesn't really. So, let's say, yeah, I should keep all these there. So let's say a mark. So you're sailing, let's see how bad I can do. Actually, I know I have boats, that'd be a smarter idea. So you have, you know, a component going this way, and you have your component going that way of boat speed. You know, back to high school physics, we're talking about your vectors, one forward, one over. So your VMG, the short story is, these people cringing.
Not physics. Geometry.
Throw a few more terms out.
We got an A in physics because of this.
You're dealing with force, it's physics, just go with it.
So basically the component really to consider, no matter how fast your boat's going, is this component here going towards your mark. There's some software, you know, depending on what you want to do and such, you could be doing, you know, you could be doing 20 knots off the wind. Let's say on catamaran, I could be bearing off doing 20 knots, but only doing 3 towards the mark. Get a J22, he's doing 5.5, but he's doing 4.5 straight into the mark. He's going to beat me to the mark. So that's kind of the thing to keep in mind, as you know, even with the currents going, is it may be better to pinch the boat, even if your boat hates it, to bring that VMG up. And really the only way you're going to be able to tell that is with, you know, the GPS and compass, which I know some classes that's disallowed. So, sucks to be you. And with that, you can sit there, if you have, you know, with that being one design, So let's say FJs. So you have a good half dozen of y'all side by side. You can sit there and pinch the boat up a little bit and test it. Because I think everybody here that's going to race FJs is pretty much new to the boat. So there's no one that really knows the boat very well. So you can just experiment. Try it, go along a couple minutes. Well, okay, that worked, that didn't work, or just go through the race and say, well, okay, we tried it. So with FJs, or let's say Portsmouth. So what we do is we have a nice little mark. Try to stick it way out here. Try to stick this one there. Let's see, the wind's there, so we have these big tomatoes way out here. Then I have one more. Try and make this, I'm not going to line this up very well. It's highly over-exaggerated, but try to make between, this is their windward mark. So what they do is they'll start, and this is why I have the gate. They'll hang this mark here, come downwind, left-hand turn, left hand, this, basically count their windward marks by this mark here. So on the course, you say there's a 2-2. So you come here, go this way, this is 1, come around again, 2, and now you go off to your offset. And usually FJ or Portsmouth, depending on how many boats there are, who's racing, I'll torture them with about a 3 or 4 lap. And that gets them to come about the same amount of time as everybody. So they'll reach along, go to this offset, and the idea is kind of where everybody comes in the same direction, where they can come here, go there, and finish. So the idea being trying to get everybody kind of coming in the same direction. There'll be some jive angles that are different, that funky melges, it spins around and such, and some other boat, non-spin boat, or dead downwind. So, they have, if it's like this, they have the same tactic battle coming in this little hard because they're shoved over. And then we have, I guess to even add to that, I guess to show y'all what we go, kind of half we go through. So we have, let's say, this is Portsmouth. Try and do this in color. So then we have, I'll call it one design, because that includes the PHRF guys and the one designs. Then we have boats coming that way. So non-spin, B, A, and then some other of the one design also. Yeah, it splits it where I torture everybody with that long course. The Clearlake 22s have to do it 2 weeks. The idea, 2 weeks. Day 22s do it 2. So coming into finish, we time it, and it's something for you to consider is coming in, looking at the watch. Okay, it's rolling, let's say sunset is 8:15, probably late. You're coming in, it's about 7:30, 7:20. Well, if you're doing the big number 3 course, at 7:20, 7:30, you've done 2 laps, more likely to go to finish. Just not enough time to get everybody back around. Kind of somewhat of common sense to evaluate, but the boat will be there. The finish flags we're doing the same colors as we did before. And what we did, if people haven't seen that, is each class is, I guess I probably should have brought the flags, it's smart, is designated a different flag color. I know J24s are pink, I think Catalina's are purple, J22s are red. So we're trying to get some really bright colors where you can kind of see from a distance. Because the problem is you have this infamous southeast wind coming there, and now you're double coming in trying to see if you're finishing, and you have flags that are straight in line. So, the first couple of years, okay, that didn't work. So, Trinity Bank Sales helped out a lot with that. We spent about 4 months talking about what to do, and came up with that. So, and this is what, you know, this is why y'all owe Amy and my wife a lot of drinks. Because we have all these classes coming in at once, and we'll try and stagger it. What I'll do is I'll finish the NSB, NSA, One Design guys coming from this course 2 first, because we can control, they're already going around. The One Design guys on this course 2 going up and down, that we can control easily. They're doing in Breeze, I think the fastest I've seen those guys, I think the J22s were doing that in 7 minutes of windward leeward. Which is another reason why we don't set that course high up in the rankings, because we have to get everybody started and finished, let me get my times right, get everybody started before they come back around. So if it's a little bit lighter air, or if I can shove this a little further down, get a little distance, then I'll bump that course 2 in the ranking. So if everybody's looking at the bottom 4 starts, and you kind of wonder, well, why are we here? Well, try and take, say 22s, 24s, Catalina's, Perf, that way, and then the next week, Perf goes to the top, just roll it through. So 4 weeks, 4 people, seems fair to me. So that's, it's no favoritism, but back to, so everybody's coming in. So these, the Portsmouth guys, they have a fixed number of laps, so they don't get a shortened course flag. So if you're running a Portsmouth boat, FJ's, the Portsmouth, Sunfish, you have a fixed number. There's not going to be an S flag signifying for your finish. Everybody else will have an S flag and then their course. So usually we'll finish these guys doing the course 2 or 3 first, and then kind of look at the timing, and then start finishing the One Design guys and stagger that out to kind of give race to me a little bit of a break there. So back to infamous torture. So that's kind of a sidebar of finishes where we come from. Portsmouth. I give a couple more minutes and then hand this over to John for the more interesting part, which I really came here for. I don't do pretty pictures very well. Okay. So, Portsmouth, well, let's say if you have a south wind, yeah, if you're not racing Portsmouth, now's a good time to get a drink, because you're going to need it with John. It's going to make your brain hurt. Okay. So Portsmouth, course 2, you start, right-hand turn, left hand, left hand, left hand. Do this, see who pays me off the best. And you'll kind of reach that way. I try and make that offset on the leeward to windward of these marks here. If I can, try and make it where those classes don't intertwine and try and keep them separated. But remember earlier, we were talking about the wind coming off this point. So now Portsmouth guys have this kind of factor. This wind's coming here, come back that way, kind of that way, kind of that. So they kind of get in this mix here of coming upwind, and to them, almost a better angle coming on the other side. Over here, yeah. So come through and then try and bear off. Go around and bear off as deep as you can, because you're going to be running about this, and because it's going to come back. You see a lot of times they'll come off, and I would say it's, sometimes the catamaran guys start hightailing it this way, going really fast, but as soon as the wind clocks back, well, now they're stuck out here and kind of jive in a really deep, bad angle. So while some of the other guys roll deep, and they will be kind of out here rather than here. So kind of, in there, it depends on the boat, your apparent wind and speed and that sort. I'm trying to think. I guess anybody have any questions, real quick, on lake, general? Oh, okay. It's all John.
Yeah, the one comment that I will make, because the conversation Scott and I had earlier.
Oh, yes.
Last year, we ended up getting very, very long channel along near the finish line. And
Yeah.
kind of, all the action is happening out at the
Actually-
turning mark.
Yeah, actually, I'll throw that with,
Scott has agreed.
well, my thorn in my side disappeared. So, let's have, here's the Bill Creek Pier. And then, starting mark, we'll start, that goes away. So this ended up being, if y'all recall, pretty far down, that mark there. And this one kind of spread out, let's make that down far, but it was pretty far over. So the reason that this mark was so far is the guy was anchored right there. So the idea being is to get y'all around clear, so at least you can head up. And I think a lot of times I put this mark even back here, where you can at least clear the stern, where it won't cause a major tactical issue, coming right off the mark, you have this big.
That is, if you clear the pier on the other side.
Oh yeah, you gotta stay close. You gotta be close to this mark to miss that pier. So with the guy that that is anchored elsewhere, that goes away. So this can actually, the goal is we'll move this back over a little bit, but then suck this one back over here, where they're at least, greater than, bigger than 6 boat lengths there. So that way it'll shorten up that reach length a little bit, but it'll be a hell of a lot better for the sponsors and for the commentary for that part. So, if he shows back up, we'll adjust and we'll go from there. He might just be drifting at night.
Takes out.
So Scott, he's got the finish line, the finish line has been kind of,
Oh yeah, actually, yeah.
that's been kind of an issue, where you had to put the finish line way out there towards, to avoid that boat, so now the finish line will be more square, or?
More square, maybe, but not as much as everybody wants. Because, and actually I have a logic on this, and as well as a start, which some people disagree with me, but I don't care. So,
You got the crayon.
if y'all really disagree, come on to it. So, finish line's there. Oh, I guess I should have left this mark here. So, and what, if y'all have it raised, or if y'all did what Tom was talking about, is, if you round this mark, come in here, usually on the laps, you want to go close to the mark. The idea then is I make this end favored to draw the finishing boats over there. That way boats that keep rounding go around the mark, and you don't have a boat like I saw last year as a sunfish. He was on the inside finishing and had a bigger boat on the outside still rounding marks. So, and it was obvious they didn't talk about this before they got there. So, it is by design to draw your finishing guys over here. It is much faster for y'all. I guarantee that. Because you're going to have guys coming here, they're going to be dropping chutes early, you're trying to push it. If you're all by yourself, and that's your, if you have another boat or something, all finishing, that's your choice. But I would highly recommend that I make it at least a good boat length favor. And then my last point, I guess, hint of the night of how I think most of y'all know how I set up a starting line.
You're gonna miss that big boat.
Maybe another person to hit it. I'll tell you right now, I make the starting line pin favored every time. Yes. And I'll say that now, I'll tell you on the water. It does two things. It keeps most of the boats away from the committee boat. But tactically, if you go through and everybody starts, and let's say the pin boat tacks, the lure boat goes straight. When you tack, you're going to lose the least you're going to lose is 15 seconds. Which on the lake, in most boats, that's about 2 boat lengths. So, just being in the pin, and you tack at the pin, you're already 2 boat lengths behind. So, want to make the pin not 2 buildings favored, you make it a good 10, 20 feet favored, and that at least gives an option where if they, they can maneuver it, they can tack and get a lift, they get a little bit of lift, they can, punch out ahead. So that's my reasoning. But yeah, I'll say pin will always be favored. Well, 90% of the time will be favored. There's a couple times I did
It'll
throw
be favored when you said it.
Yeah. when it gets drugged by another boat, doesn't be. So, all right, I'll hand it off to John. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Scott.
Yeah. Scott asked me if we could do something about protests, and I agreed, and I made up a 4-hour discussion. And what the heck, why don't I get you guys to work? So what we're going to do is I have a bunch of sheets of paper here. Some of them are role-playing sheets. Some of them are jury sheets, and they're kind of mixed up. Scott's going to hand them out. There's 2 critical sheets. And let me explain the situation that is going on. It's a port starboard incident. 2 boats are involved, and 3 boats have various degrees of witness responsibility or knowledge. And there's sheets for the people who are on each of the 2 involved boats, and sheets for 1 person on each of the witness boats. And that's probably more than you would know if you were a jury involved in this thing. And I need to pass out sheets. I'm going to. I can't stand up here this long. Get down. There's some of them that have got tabs cornered.
Okay.
And that's 2 sheets that go together.
Okay. All right. This is just random.
Just hand them out as found, because they are randomized.
For the whole road?
I'm just going random. And Darren.
Okay. Your task is to read what's on the paper. Enough sheets for about 25 people. Anybody else that doesn't get a piece of paper will be a member of the jury. We're going to give you about 15 minutes to prepare your defense or your position. And then we're going to come back in here and hold a hearing. At the end of the hearing, we're going to ask the people. I'm sorry? No, he's got, shouldn't have sheets of paper for everybody. Or very nearly everybody. So no, do not share what's on your piece of paper with other people.
How do we know what we are? For jury or what?
Okay, if your sheet of paper has a protest form on the back, it's a jury page.
I've never even seen one of these. I don't know if I should be on a jury.
Don't worry about it. That's the whole point of the exercise. Where are you going, Scott?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but
There's still people up here that don't have them.
I've never been in a jury. With us. Well, yeah. I didn't think we were going to help.
Let's see.
Anybody that doesn't have a sheet of paper yet is willing to get one.
Do one more. So turn your paper over. If you're a protest form in the back, kind of raise your hand up. And the ones that don't have a sheet, kind of group up with them.
Yeah. Okay.
You're going to have to move and get close.
The important thing right now is that the captain of boat 777 is going to go over to the porch area. Towards the restaurant, on the porch area. The captain of boat 888 go into the next room over here and prepare your defense or your presentation. If you are involved with the crew of one of those boats, you go with them, and the witness boats have instructions as to which captain to approach. So 777
is the bar, porch, sorry.
And 888 out here.
Go ahead and group up the boats, group up the witnesses, and give a couple minutes.
Whatever's going on, wherever it's
okay.
right now. Okay.
So, Lenny Drago
observers. So which boat are y'all with? Which boat are y'all, jury or are y'all? Okay. It's supposed to be on the patio. Oh, he's in there. Okay, so we're on this boat. You said you wanted four, so we're going to 87.
Trying to send out things that get in, I'm trying to send out to Hi, folks. 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Not much time.
3 minutes! Let's wake y'all up. Okay. Yeah, I was just gonna group everything. Well, y'all have one here, but two there. They have the skipper, there's a skipper, there's witnesses, surveillance on everything. So, and then, yeah, y'all get to listen and then determine what the facts are. So we can John. Explanation of what y'all's role will be. Go figure. Okay, so you better buy for everybody.
So you're going to be sitting in the audience. At the end of the presentation, I want you to get together with the group of other jurors that are sitting around you and discuss what you think the facts are and the answers to the other questions that are on the back of that sheet of paper. Okay?
So what they'll do is we'll bring the skippers up. They'll read off their list of their presentation of what their story is. And y'all at this point just basically listen. So you go through his, I guess, make notes, make sorts of mental notes and questions. There's certain questions kind of look for, what they're looking for. And then afterwards, we'll bring the witnesses up, they'll give their spiel, and then y'all will talk amongst yourselves. You'll separate them out amongst yourselves. What, answer those questions. True facts found, why, with you. Yeah. Ready? Okay. I need skipper of each boat, please. Skipper of each boat. In your page you say skipper. Whoops. Yeah. Richard, who's the skipper?
Skipper 7777. She's coming.
Either way,
Skipper 8888.
all right, here, one. You skipper. Chris. Excellent.
Okay, have a seat. Chris, have a seat.
All right. Jury's in the crowd.
Jury's in the crowd. Okay.
Rule 69. Violence, punching.
You each have the protest form that was turned in, cleaned up and made to look nicer so that you can actually read it if you're in the jury. The top part of that sheet is filled out. Some of it's filled out by the person who hands in the protest. Some of it is filled out during the initial part of the routine. We've gone ahead and done that for you, and we are going to proceed with the hearing with the assumption that at this point we think that it's a valid protest. If we hear things that we don't make us change our mind about that, maybe we have to do something. But right now we're saying it's a valid protest, and the first person to speak is the protester.
Now.
Protest!
We had rounded the downwind mark, and we were coming upwind, and we tacked on to starboard, and we were going along like that fine for a while, and then we saw boat number 888, I think his name is Damnation, coming up on port tack on a collision course with us, and I'm like, yo, starboard, starboard, and he was like, wasn't listening, or thought he could clear us. I knew he wasn't gonna make it. I knew he wasn't gonna make it. So finally, we were about 2 boat lengths away, and I had to turn downwind, had to turn down to keep from hitting him, and so I immediately yelled at my crew to get the protest flag, and we were yelling at him that we were protesting, and he ought to be disqualified, and that's what happened. We were starboard, he was port. It seemed simple to me.
Okay. Chris, you're being protested. This is your. Do you have any questions?
I am the protestee.
You are the protestee. Do you have any questions?
Questions?
For her.
Yes. Did you raise a red flag immediately?
We raised the red flag as soon as we could get it out.
Okay. According to our visual, it was not a red flag, but an orangish flag. But just poking holes.
That's sunglasses that cause that.
All right. I'll agree that Hellfire 777 was on starboard. Damnation 888 was on port. But we were 2 boat lengths clear ahead and would cross with no foul. She also said 2 boat lengths. I'm saying 2 boat lengths. There was no need for them to yell foul or to alter their course.
Okay.
2 boat lengths is not close racing. Just a plug.
Would you care to call the witness to back up? First thing is, do you have any questions? Yeah. You don't have the script.
I don't think so. No, I'm gonna call my bowman. Where's my bowman?
He's in the
Who's
bar.
over here?
He's in the bar.
Where's the bowman on 777?
Yes,
Right here.
All right.
We were watching 888 closely while we were staying about the same bearing for several seconds after we accelerated out of our turn. I seen a couple of collisions and near misses, and 2 of my best guesses were that we were going to hit them amidship. I hailed starboard and confirmed my belief that we were going to collide with them, and they did not respond. At 2 boat lengths away, we bore off to avoid them and passing them a few feet astern. We yelled protests and flew a flag once we recovered it from down below in the skipper's gear.
I do apologize for the other things that I yelled at you.
Yeah.
I was wrong.
Quite okay. I'm married 32 years. least 2 boat lengths separation between us?
Yes.
Arrest my case.
Oh, you also said you retrieved the flag from the skipper's gear bag that was down below. Did you say that at the end?
Yes.
So was that immediately protesting with the flag?
As immediately as as he could get to it.
Right.
I mean, you have to understand, I'm a new skipper, and if I think I'm gonna hit you, I'm probably gonna try to avoid it, especially since I don't want to have to make you pay for the damage to my boat. Because I was quite concerned about damage to my brand new J20.
Any other specific questions for the witness? All right. Yeah.
Can I ask a question? To the jury, that's the question. Did the protest vote, did you hail the committee vote as you were finishing the race? To notify them that you were protesting him?
Oh, of course I did.
Okay.
I had my radio right there, and I called him immediately.
Another question?
How long approximately was it from the time that you held protest the first time until you actually had the flag up in the boat?
Oh, what do you think? About a minute or two?
Couple minutes.
Couple minutes.
Maybe.
Scott, speed question, how far apart would we be after a minute? You're slow.
Yeah, I didn't give me.
That's why I
So we're talking about 2 minutes? So we're talking about 2 minutes?
Other witnesses that,
Do you have any other witnesses who might give us a better story?
there were some people out there that said that they saw it, but I didn't quite get any of their names. They were in the bar. Did anybody see this that could help me out?
You have another person who was on your boat.
We have a witness over here.
Yeah, I thought we had a witness over there.
Approved witness.
My, what is that?
Yes.
I'll read it, your own words.
This ain't your first
All right.
rodeo.
We were just to weather, slightly ahead of boat 88888 and saw the whole thing. It looked to me like there was going to be a collision, but we did not have a good angle on it. 7777 definitely changed course and was at least 5 feet behind 88888. We heard the words protest and a lot of other words. Did not see the flag until later.
You're very apologetic.
My only objection is to this, it's March, and we got Astros are mathematically eliminated from the pennant.
That was one of the other photos.
So you were not in a position to see the distance between the boats.
According to this, we were at least 5 feet behind, or 77 definitely changed course and was at least 5 feet behind 8888.
At
So
least.
you're saying that
That's,
When you're saying 7777 passed behind 8888?
yes,
When they changed course.
but they changed course.
They changed course to the day behind.
Was
good
it,
enough.
And how long did it take you to see the flag?
Until later.
Let me ask it this way.
He had to get his jello shot first.
1 year later, 2 years later?
How much
At least
rain?
1 or 2
Rounding Woods?
rounding
He said it looked more orange.
That's sunglasses. I'll give them that.
Where did my other crew guy go? I think he went to.
had another crew guy.
Good job, Danny's right here.
Questions?
Yeah. I have more crew on the boat if you wouldn't mind. You saw it, right? I mean, you got the flag out. You're the one that put the flag out, right?
Well, the boat, all I know is the boat suddenly changed directions and the skipper was shouting. She asked me to go to get a red flag and all I could find was an oily one down below that was, looked sort of reddish to me. The skipper took it and waved it at the other boat.
That works.
I did not hear what she said after she told me to keep looking. It was something about DSQ. I don't think you wanted me to talk.
with the erratic
Was there any other crew that saw anything?
There should have been,
That's
Did
it.
I have another group?
No.
Okay.
There are people on other boats.
We sort of saw something.
so, were there some other witnesses? Surely somebody has a piece of paper that says.
I mean, I saw it. We're only supposed to answer questions that directly asked, and no one's. I eagerly volunteer to be a witness.
No, that's my crew.
So, can we ask a question for the jury?
Okay, you can't,
Well, so I'm
Yeah.
just curious, when you went to
In
duck
order-
behind them,
I'm sorry.
oh, I was gonna ask her a question. Can I?
Okay,
So when you went to duck behind them, is there a reason you left so much space since you were trying to obviously go the other direction?
Well,
Like,
we
it
were only
sounds
like
like
five,
you were at
only
least-
like 5 feet away from them, but when we found out.
I don't know, from one of the descriptions, it sounded like y'all.
No, when we ducked them, we cleared the back of their boat by a couple of feet.
But you were 2 boat lengths ahead.
The bowman witness says that?
Okay. The skipper witness and the bowman witness said we were 2 boat lengths separation.
No, when they
So when they
just
ducked
started to
behind, they
hail.
crossed closer than they would have passed them.
turn,
when they started to turn,
yes.
When they
But by the
started,
time
when they
we,
started the turn, cleared our stern by 5 feet.
So they cleared us closer than they would have passed us to begin with,
Question.
right?
Yes.
I don't think so.
We've heard that that she's a new skipper. What's the experience of the other skippers?
He's a noob too.
Well, the rules do say that you're supposed to avoid the collision, and I was very afraid that there was going to be an imminent collision if I did not turn away. So that's why I threw the protest flag.
That's very good.
do we have any other boat witnesses?
I know there were more boat witnesses.
I'm a boat witness.
Okay, there.
All right, so I crossed 8888 by about 40 feet. Yeah. Quad 8. I crossed quad 8 by about 40 feet in front, and I was tackling when I heard all the commotion.
So you didn't really
So
see.
that's,
So what
So you see, didn't see anything?
Okay.
So
I saw when I passed them.
we saw,
8888.
we
You
saw,
happy with your defense, or do you want to call any other witnesses?
I got another comment over here.
Did your
we saw 7777, however many lucky numbers those are, approaching toward us.
Hang on.
That's your crew?
But the question is, do you want to call that witness?
I don't feel I need to call any other witnesses.
Can I talk to the witness?
The protestee is already, the protester has already
Do you know what that witness is going to say?
Protester rests.
I do not know what it, but since the skipper doesn't want to
So-
call her, I would
so
like
you-
to hear what she would have to say.
You really want to bring somebody in, and you don't know what they're going to say.
Probably wouldn't be wise.
But you're a new skipper.
And I'm the new skipper, and I overheard her
Say something to the
story at the
detective.
bar, and I thought, maybe I should like to hear what she has to say.
You know what happened, I saw what I saw. You were there, I was there. We know what happened.
Remember, she's already been in the bar.
That's your story before the hearing. At the hearing, you tell the whole.
The skipper looked over his shoulder, said, "We're okay." I didn't see a flag at all. This is my first time on the boat.
Okay, so that's not very useful.
Didn't see it. Sorry.
All right.
Any other proceedings, sir?
Can we ask more questions?
Any other questions? from the jury? Sure.
How long are each one of your boats, and how many seconds was it when 7777 passed the transom of 8888?
You mean how many seconds from when we turned down to how?
Correct. Yes. That's exactly what I meant.
Oh, it could have been more than like 2 seconds. I mean, 2 seconds, yeah.
2 seconds.
And how long is your boat?
22 feet.
How long is your boat?
Both in brand new J22s.
Can I ask a
20
question?
Jake,
You should be grateful.
Put your arm down.
Mark, it sounds like you have something you're going to say.
John, am I allowed to ask questions?
Okay, sure.
Lithia, when you're coming up to cross, when you're coming into a point of intersection with the other boat, did you feel that you were in a collision situation?
Oh, absolutely. I knew if I didn't turn, I was gonna hit him.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes.
Can I answer the same question? No, I felt I was clear ahead.
Have you ever hit another boat?
Skipper,
Anybody? You?
Skip,
I've been hit by
I was in the bar,
and
and I
it's
was
not-
crew, your crew, and I've been judging crossings for 40 years, and I never missed one. We were clearly clear ahead, would have crossed, no problem.
I didn't realize I had.
Did Chris think of his own story?
What, you thought you were single-handed?
I thought I had my crew here. I didn't realize you were back there.
We had a lot of fun here. And it's essentially going most of the direction that I expected it to. First, let's get rid of one of the gotchas in this thing. When faced with a situation where I called a witness and they said something essentially like we had to go get the flag out of the skipper's bag, I called the hearing to a halt and said, judges, you may want to consider the situation, and they came back and said, yes, the protest is invalid. All right, so let's throw out that little gotcha, and we're working now on trying to find the facts with respect to the Port Starboard incident.
So how long do they have before you would consider that? Like, I know it's immediately, but like, like.
Immediately is immediate.
2 breaths.
Like,
you got a
full
immediate.
It's
So Richie's suggestion was that we wear red bikini tops and just.
You also have to wear a red bikini.
reason for this.
Careful, Chris will bring his thong out.
Reason for a timely flag. You want to know what the reason is?
Yes,
Does anybody know why?
yes.
Why?
It's hard to shout up wind for somebody here on another boat.
Well, it's, you
That's
also
one
can
thought.
take
Okay,
a,
why?
you can also take a penalty turn.
Exactly.
If you don't take the penalty
In
turn, it's
an
twice as
event
bad.
that allows for an alternative penalty, such as turns, it is paramount to inform the, the boat that you feel offended you immediately, so at that point in time, they can decide. Now, you get boats apart for a set. 100 feet or so, it doesn't work anymore. You've got to notify immediately, which gives the potentially offending boat the opportunity to either understand that they're going to go do turns if they want to, or take it to a protest. But that's the prime reason, particularly when you have alternative penalties available. That's why it has to be timed.
Which is why you'll see the protest flag on the backstay in a position to where the skipper can just do this.
In most one design boats, that
Three,
is correct.
more than 3 seconds, you're.
Yeah.
I think there's something else to be
The
said about
pendulum is
that.
swinging back a little bit, but more than 10 seconds, and you better have a real good reason. Like, I was catching Joe so he wouldn't fall off the boat. Okay. Like I say, the protest validity is determined initially, and even the best of skippers can get into a situation where the witness lets the cat out of the bag that things maybe didn't go as quickly as they ought to have. So
what if the
now
offending
let's
vote,
talk about,
what if the offending vote, someone turns around and says, no, we didn't, you know, and keeps on sailing? Okay, well, the flag hadn't come up yet, but they heard you.
Did they hear you?
Then they're not in agreement, and they're not gonna do the turn whether you fly the flag or not.
If that flag is not out immediately, you don't have to do anything.
I have had situations, I've talked to people about situations on Wednesday night where somebody did a really, really bad, dangerous thing and then exonerated themselves by saying, hey, I didn't see a flag, so I didn't think there was anything to it. It must not have been such a big problem after all.
But I think you're saying like if the offending vote acknowledges that they
Heard it before you get the flag out.
It's still a racing
Is that-
technicality, it's still what it is.
The protest validity is still gonna
It comes down to due diligence on your part. If you don't have your flag ready and you don't fly it immediately, so what?
yeah.
You're mad.
It's a racing thing.
The way I wrote the thing, the intention was that oily rag could be, maybe it's reddish enough, it's certainly big enough.
I mean, Lindy's bikini top is definitely big.
Well, but in your example though, that person could say that even if you had it out for 3 seconds, they said, oh, we didn't see it. So how would that be?
And that's when we proceed.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's
There you
where, no, that's where witnesses come in, like any witness
But you
you
can't
gather.
always have a witness. I mean, what about the Corinthian thing here? You know, I mean, that's, you know.
But with the amount of votes that you had down on a Wednesday night, somebody's gonna see something. Especially with yelling and hollering, people go, this number. Real quick.
Good enough. All right. Let's focus then on the facts of the case.
No, can I have one more question, John? And Mark?
Sure.
We've talked a lot about flying the flag, yelling protest.
Yes.
Which rules? The flag rules. Doesn't make any difference how much you yell protest if you don't fly the flag.
Correct.
Nothing
But
else.
if you did not yell protest, if the other person says, I didn't hear a thing, then, or I heard them say, you're gonna have to do turns, but they never said the word protest.
So you have to do both.
You have to do both.
Hail and fly.
And I have been known to tell juniors that they should come into the protest room digging in their ear saying, my ear hurts from how loud I was yelling the word protest.
Do you have to accompany that with anything, like the particular rule, or can you just
No.
say protest?
You should always have protest and seal number or file number.
Okay.
Because if you're ever in a group of votes and there's an infraction, you yell seal number, blah, 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 and everybody goes, that's you. And you got like 100 witnesses for you. And it also lets them know, it's not like you yell protest, some other vote may be like, was that me? But if you say 777, then it's like, okay, you're in. All right. Tag. Great. But don't go any further than that. Yogi circles.
So somebody said something about, did you call a race committee and tell them to protest it? When do you do that?
As you finish it.
I'm calling you on my cell phone to happen.
He's tweeting it out there.
Where's the racing? There's no cell phone.
Well, he was on Facebook, that's why he didn't know where the flag was.
No, I was videoing.
John, on this Rule 10 issue here, if the starboard boat coming into a T-head intersection has to de-accelerate by easing out Genoa, jib, and mainsail to keep its course and not hit the offending port tack boat, by the fact that they're de-accelerating to allow the other boat to, she had two choices. She had the choice to duck, or she had the choice to de-accelerate, or she could be a showboat, hauler, and make a wide turn, depending upon the level of confidence of the skipper, or skipper's integrity. But if a boat has to de-accelerate and it's on starboard, one important vote.
That's a very tough case to prove.
I was trying to do that.
That would have to be another witness on another vote. And they were close on, but now they're flagging, they're just flopping around because they're deaccelerating.
Still a tough case to prove.
7 noes, 2 votes apart, you're not gonna have reaction time to deaccelerate.
And at the speed you're talking about was 22 feet per second.
No,
No, that was the speed, 2 boat lengths, and they were doing a boat length in 1 second.
it's about
It's about
10 feet per
44
second.
feet away.
Well, who will get off the high rail to the low side to release the jib sheet to allow the,
Recalibrate your computer. I think we're talking.
So it's, A, it doesn't come up very often because of that, and B, it's a really tough case to prove. Now, what I'd like to do is to get the people that have jury forms that are on this side of the room to get together and decide what you think the outcome should be and what are the facts that you know or think you know.
meanwhile, I'm going to the bar, does anybody see
Yeah,
me?
with the-
That was kind of like,